You just now tuning in, hit the like, hit the subscribe, and hit the bell. GMS fam, the green room. Let's talk about it. Hey, yo, GMS fam, the green room. What's going on, y'all? How y'all feeling today, man? It is Friday. We are back to the weekend. I hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody's doing good. Welcome, GMS fam. Tap in. Let me know you are here. We got to get started with this shit, man. What's going on? I see Infinite, Arius, Baby G, Will Stumbling. What's going on, GMS fam? We got a couple topics to talk about today, but you know it's 3G's Friday, so make sure you pull up for that tonight at 8 p.m. Go hit that like button on the preview. It is up. Shout out to AP, Pac G. We in there. Ty Ward, I see you, brother. What's going on, man? We got some things to talk about, man. Some things popped off even before the stream, but all in all, we got to speak on, you know, these people coming for the continuous amount of people that still, for some reason, don't understand where black people are coming from, or even where Kyrie's coming from with his intentions, and steady putting these labels on them and disrespecting them, calling him out his name, all in the name of trying to please either a certain demographic or to try to, I don't know what the goal is anymore. It just seems like people just hopping on bandwagons, and not that I'm shocked, but the way that it wasn't combated in a way that it should have been, because of the friendship that's there between Andrew Schulz, Charlamagne, and even Chico Bean, knowing them for a long time. I don't think they felt too comfortable checking Andrew in a certain way. Now, I feel like if Andrew didn't gain the amount of success that he has today, they would have had no problem putting Andrew in place. But it's different when you look at somebody who is on a certain, see, the crazy part is he wouldn't look at Charlamagne that way. It's different when you're a black man with notoriety and wealth and popularity, but as soon as the white guy gains it, now it's people want to be timid and trying to check somebody about calling somebody out their name, knowing damn well you know what the fuck is going on. But either way, there's that subject. We're going to start out with that subject. We're going to talk about the Kentucky, or the University of Kentucky incident that happened with the little mayonnaise Karen by the name of Sophia Rosing. We're going to talk about her. We're going to speak on, and I'm going to do a review on Wakanda Forever on the new Black Panther movie. So if there's people in here that's seen it, or if you haven't seen it, when we get to that part, if you don't want any spoilers, you can close out of here and leave this motherfucker, but know that I'm going to do a review and I'm going to talk about it. There will be spoilers. And when we get to that part, don't fret. You can just get the fuck out of here, or you can listen to it, whatever you want to do. Now, what up, Ralph? Let's get to it, man. Andrew Schulz on the Brilliant Idiots podcast that was released today with special guest Chico Bean. They got into the conversation of Kyrie and everything surrounding it, right? And it's crazy because Andrew's talking points were coming straight from outraged Twitter and the court of public opinion. Nothing that he was saying to justify how he felt about Kyrie was actually factual. He said Kyrie said he didn't want to apologize. That did not ever come out of Kyrie's mouth ever in life. He didn't even tweet it, didn't even post it. Kyrie never said that. He made up a lot of reasons, a lot of excuses to try to go along with the bandwagon. I want y'all to hear for yourself what he had to say, all right? I don't want to say too much. I don't want to take it too out of context. I'd rather you hear what he said about Kyrie, and let's move forward from there. For the things that he has been doing lately. Listen to what Andrew had to say and how Charlamagne and Chico reacted.
He already apologized.
He already apologized.
He condemned some parts of the movie.
Yeah, the certain.
Well,
parts
he didn't apologize. That was the big issue.
He did. He did after the
After, but that's where it became big. Like the first thing was like, "Yo, just apologize," and he's like, "I'm not going to apologize. Take responsibility."
Well, he didn't say I'm not going to apologize. When they asked him, we can play the clip. When they asked him to apologize, he just simply said, "I didn't mean to hurt anybody."
First of all, do you hear how people try to make up things in their own mind just so they can not, or just so they can shit on somebody? Like, or people hear what they want to hear, and then they tell you, or they try to make you say what they want you, or what they want to hear you say, or just to whatever they want to make them comfortable. That's the fucked up part.
Something to that effect. He didn't say I apologize.
I'll take my responsibility for posting that. Some things that were questionable in there, untrue. Like I said, in the first time you guys asked me when I was sitting on that stage, I don't believe everything that everybody posts. It's a documentary. So I'll take my responsibility.
What are the specific things? It seems like Adam Silver wanted to hear the word I apologize, or in your mind you said I didn't mean to cause any harm. Were you apologizing or did you not apologize?
I didn't mean to cause any harm. I'm not the one that made the documentary.
What are the specific things in the documentary that you don't believe are true and that you don't believe represent your wrongs?
I think some of the criticism of the Jewish faith in the community, for sure. Some points made in there that were unfortunate.
Literally, he could have been like, "Yo, I'm sorry, this shit is dead." But because he was fucking Kyrie and he's a stubborn fucking idiot that just
Jesus Christ,
he is,
man. We're not
He
using that
is.
language.
Now, before I continue this video, please understand that right there, my point was proven. The reporter, she asked him, "Is there anything in the documentary that you don't agree with and that you don't stand with?" And Kyrie said it. He said exactly what he didn't agree with. How they painted certain people in the Jewish community and how they portrayed the Jewish community, shit like that. He said it. He said it out of his mouth during a press conference that happened before the 6 requirements, before more public outrage, before any of that. And because they didn't want to take his answer for what he said, even though he explained himself, because like I said, people want you, they want to hear what they want to hear. They want you to say what they want you to say. They want to control how shit goes down. All he had to say, no, he didn't have to say what you wanted him to say, Andrew. He said what he had to say. And like I said, whether you think Kyrie is right or wrong, please understand that the problem is black men do not have the luxury of being wrong or making mistakes without being made an example of. And we see it time and time again. Listen to this. You got to hear how Charlamagne and Chico reacted to this, because Charlamagne, he's quick to try to laugh things off and try to play the joke off instead of really trying to actually say what's real, because he has more corporate ties and TV shows and different shit like that he don't want to fuck up. And I commend Chico for at least trying, but I don't think he tried hard enough.
He's an idiot.
But that's a perfect example of what we're talking about. You can say that Kyrie Irving is an idiot and, that'd be fine. But something like this, you would never have to, if he's an NBA player, he's a superstar.
Yeah.
He still doesn't have the power to make you publicly apologize for calling him an idiot if you
because I'm
offend
calling
him.
Kyrie Irving an idiot. He's
Nah,
not
I
an
think
idiot
Kyrie can make
because
sure
he's
to apologize.
black. He's an
You
idiot
think
because
Kyrie
he's
can make
Kyrie
sure-
Irving.
Kyrie will make
Did you hear that? If you didn't hear his explanation, right? So he said his explanation, I'm not calling him an idiot because he's black. I'm calling him an idiot because he's Kyrie Irving. Why the fuck does that even make sense?
He's
Nah,
not
I
an
think
idiot
Kyrie can make
because
sure
he's
to apologize.
black. He's an
You
idiot
think
because
Kyrie
he's
can make
Kyrie
sure-
Irving.
Kyrie will make sure to apologize.
How
Kyrie
the
coming
fuck,
in
how?
back. He
How the fuck does that make sense, Schulz? And I have a level of respect for Schulz just for being a comedian and going against the grain and keeping a genre of comedy where motherfuckers can say what they want to say, how they want to say it, but as long as they make it funny, I respect that. I respect certain things, certain stances he has on shit. But I see the typical unaware white kid who has black friends, will listen to the conversation, but also have the buts and the excuses, or not even genuine curiosity or a genuine question, or genuinely trying to learn from them. And it's crazy because some of his points in this during this podcast was that they're not trying to teach him, they're not trying to help him learn. How are you trying to help him learn by calling him an idiot? And then bringing up flat earth, like, first of all, fuck all that shit. Who gives a fuck if the earth is round or flat? I mean, honestly, really, who actually cares if the world is round or flat? We're on it right now. What difference would it make? What actual difference does it make? Imagine actually arguing with people because you believe the earth is round and they believe the earth is flat. Imagine actually having a heated discussion about some shit that does not matter. I do not care if the earth was flat, round, oval, triangle, elongated. I don't care if it looked like a strip of French bread, motherfucker. As long as the oxygen is good and ain't no meteors and natural disasters getting ready to happen. Because what is the earth being flat or round gonna do to stop us from getting cleared out this motherfucker? Stop with the petty shit.
Come here and back you down.
Hell, you think he backed me down?
I think you back you down,
Hey,
bro.
what's
I
my
think
record
Kyrie-
against point guards in the league, bro? hey, you want to talk about never forget?
Jay Williams wasn't
Hey,
in
You
the
man.
want to talk about never forget? What is my record against point guards in the league?
Kyrie says never again when you be the
stinking
NBA
leg
player.
on the line.
I mean, I guarantee I get a bucket off Kyrie, 100%.
Man, you have
100%.
always stanky leg the line of right there on the line. I don't know how y'all have made it 9 years.
Go back.
And I say a melting pot of all races, white, black, red, yellow, Jewish, Christian, Muslim, and you can see the way I live my life now. I'm not here to be divisive, so they could push their agenda. I don't want to say they, because I'm not identifying any one group or race of people, but I'm in a unique position to have a level of influence on my community. And what I post does not mean that I support everything that's being said or everything that's being done, or I'm campaigning for anything. All I do is post things for my people in my community and those that it's actually going to impact. Anybody else that has criticism, it obviously wasn't meant for them.
You can't say that in a movie that's got this many anti-Semitic tropes. You
Without
gotta be
being
specific.
Okay.
You gotta be specific. You gotta be specific.
He was dumb for doing that.
Jesus Christ, yo, Kyrie gonna fuck you up.
How so? How so?
You done called him an
How
idiot
so?
twice, dumb.
I believe he's an idiot.
Wow.
I do, genuinely. He
And still hasn't said why.
thought the earth was flat. Like, he literally,
What's wrong
for a
with thinking
moment,
that?
was...
First of all, how does Kyrie thinking the earth is flat an excuse to dismiss the information Kyrie has been retaining from researching his own history? This isn't a campaign with Kyrie trying to convince people the earth is flat. This is about a link that Kyrie posted and is sending him into a spiral of bullshit surrounded by buck broken ass niggas that want to keep their relationships with their masters How is him thinking the earth is flat supposed to discredit his research trying to figure out his history? Does he even remember the fact that for years, for hundreds of, and this is not an excuse because we have the resources to read and get information. But it's fucked up because in one hand, motherfuckers will be telling people to do their research or do this and do that. People try to pull up statistics on black people and all types of shit. And then once a black dude starts researching shit and looking up his history and trying to figure out his lineage, then everybody wants to pile on him and tell him he's anti-Semitic, and an idiot and dumb and all this crazy shit. To try to discredit him and to try to throw the public opinion about him down the drain. I don't understand.
I got some friends that think the earth is flat, bro.
What the fuck is wrong with thinking anything,
I got some
bro?
people who
What
I
is
love.
wrong with y'all?
I got some people who I love that
So
think
do
the earth is
I.
flat.
I believe it's the same person. So, I mean, like, what's wrong with things? We're not going to do
It
that.
don't matter
Tell
who
me.
it is.
No.
It don't matter.
No.
Nope, it don't matter.
No,
No, it don't
that's why
matter.
your Hans Landa then started to swoop down. No, I'm not telling you. Oh, yeah, when it started to swoop down, no, I'm not telling you nothing. But that's what I'm saying. What's wrong with thinking anything? I don't give a fuck what anybody thinks.
Yes, you
Why
do.
are we so? I don't care what anybody thinks.
Yeah, you do, because if they thought some things that made you offended, you would be like,
No,
Ooh,
I
this
don't
is a good
listen.
one.
You know how much.
See, Schulz has the mentality of somebody who believes black people are too sensitive. So he's doing, ironically, what people are doing to Kyrie. Chico's trying to make a solid point about why care about what somebody thinks, in the sense of you're talking about him being an idiot because he thinks the earth is flat. Why does that affect you so much to the point you call him an idiot? It had nothing to do with you. But you let it affect you so much that you form this opinion, and so much so that when it's clear that he's being done wrong, you stand on the side of the people that are doing wrong to him. He didn't even hear what Chico was trying to say. Yeah, you would, because if somebody says something that offended you, no, that's not the point, Andrew. Listen up, pay attention.
Many
Oh, this is
people
good.
think shit that makes me up. that I don't care.
No, Chico, this is good.
It is fine.
Yeah, you can think whatever you want to think. It's the actions behind the
This is
thought
good,
that
Chico.
makes it
This is
a
good.
problem.
It's the action behind the thinking that makes it a problem. Now listen here, man. The Nets owner, Joe Tsai, put out a statement today. The statement reads, Clara and I met with Kyrie and his family yesterday. We spent quality time to understand each other, and it's clear to me that Kyrie does not have any beliefs of hate towards the Jewish people or any group. The Nets and Kyrie, together with the NBA and NBPA, are working constructively toward a process of forgiveness, healing, and education. I wonder where the forgiveness and healing and education is coming from. Is it only coming from the side of you trying to have forgiveness to forgive Kyrie? Is it so that you can have healing from things Kyrie said? Is it so that you can educate Kyrie on what you want to educate him about a certain group of people, instead of actually paying attention to the fact that he's trying to learn about him and his people? I don't know. But it's weird because this type of statement, right? To say that it's clear to me that Kyrie does not have any beliefs of hate towards Jewish people or any group. How is this not something you didn't figure out the day that this was happening, when everything was going on? You had the opportunity to educate yourself, to learn from what Kyrie was saying and how he was saying it. You took it offensive. That was your choice. That was not his choice. It wasn't even how he said it. He didn't even have the body language of somebody that came off as threatening or trying to be offensive to anyone. I continue to see a black man with his back against the wall with microphones in his face and people constantly putting labels in front of him, so much so that day by day the narrative continued to get stronger, is no matter how many times he explained or was clear about what he was saying, the narrative continued to build. Why didn't you realize this in the first place? What happened? It took you to finally meet with Kyrie to hear him, and trust me, he didn't put in specific why it was clear to him why Kyrie doesn't have any beliefs or hate towards Jewish people or any group. You want to know why? Because I can take a educated guess and say that Kyrie didn't change anything that he's been saying over the past couple weeks. It just wasn't taken from clips on social media with narratives and headlines and rhetoric put in front of it. He actually had to sit down and listen to Kyrie face to face. People like, oh, he had a chance to. They kept reaching out. He wasn't trying to. First of all, fuck all that. Let people be human. All these people on the internet talking about what they would have did be the same ones that wouldn't actually do it if the fucking shit was at their front door. Stop it. If you felt like you were being cornered, if you felt like you had a narrative being pushed against you, if you felt like everybody was labeling you something that you knew you weren't, why would you stand in front of people and try to explain it? Oh, why? So why would you? What? Do you have any anti-Semitic? Why would I be anti-Semitic when we are Semites? How am I an anti-Semite when I am a Semite? They took that as, oh, he doesn't want to apologize. He doesn't want to take accountability. No, he's saying, I am of these people that you are telling me I am anti towards. I'm learning my history of these people that you are and the people that I'm trying to help my people now today learn about. You trying to tell me that I'm anti them when I'm trying to help people learn about them? That's what I'm taking from it. But people are taking the outrage because that's where we are as a society. It's just as simple as day. Take the outrage and move the fuck on. That's what the fuck is going on. But I don't see nothing happening with these people. And they don't try to listen to us. They don't try to understand where we come from. And I mean, not even at the slightest. That video clip I played last episode of Nick Cannon talking to that one Jewish fellow on his show. You know, you know what they normally do. They try to act like this is supposed to be a common ground to where we both can sit and have dialogue and try to understand each other, right? But there's certain things that we know about communities and certain offensive things and dangerous and harmful rhetoric that we know about a lot of communities because it's being told to us over and over again and being made clear to us by having examples set in front of us by people that we look up to or people that we have respect for. But when it comes to us, they don't learn the simple things that surround the struggles of black people and specifically black men. So the guy that sat down with Nick Cannon talking about what's hateful and harmful and dangerous rhetoric towards Jewish people, Nick Cannon was trying to explain to him about the same dangerous and harmful rhetoric used against black people, and he used the term buck broken. The man asked, what is that? I don't know what that is at all. I have no idea what that is. If you don't know what that is, what's happening to Kyrie is going to look like what they're telling you it is. It's not going to be obvious to you. You're not going to figure it out. You're going to think that this was something that's deserved, which I seen Rosenberg talking about on the Mav Hoffa episode, which I think was an older episode before all the you know, the 6 steps and all the other stuff came out, because Rosenberg did tweet about how harsh that was and how he didn't understand that lane and why they had to do that. On the Mav Hoffa podcast, he was saying nothing happened yet. That's how I know it was an older episode. He's like, nothing happened. He said all this and nothing happened. It's like, what does this nigga mean nothing happened? There's so much that's happened by now. He's already donated. He's already had to have 6 requirements. He got suspended, got all types of shit. He's saying all this shit is deserved because Kyrie came out and was an asshole. See, see, here's the thing, man. You got Rosenberg calling Kyrie an asshole. You got Andrew Schulz calling him an idiot, as well as other sports commentators and people like that. Can you tell me one disrespectful, derogatory, anything that Kyrie said about anybody, specifically the Jewish community? Don't worry, I will wait. I haven't seen not one. There has not been one thing that Kyrie has said to disrespect that community. Pay attention to what I'm saying. He didn't say anything. So regardless if you feel that the documentary is anti-Semitic and him posting it is a problem, cool. There is a problem within posting some shit you don't have context about or didn't even watch. That is your mistake, you're bad. But think about having to have it cost you $500,000 of suspension and a requirement to meet with leaders and all types of shit when people don't even do that or have the same grace for you. And I have to answer this too, because shout out to my guy. I gotta read this one off, man. He's one of the homies, man. Hold on, man. Hold on. My bad. I'm trying to make sure I got this right. All right. My guy Prismatic, right? Another brother out here from Minnesota, a rapper and somebody who I have a lot of respect for, right? I posted a clip on the GMS show Instagram talking about this situation and talking about hateful and harmful rhetoric towards groups and how it's only been not even 2 months and we've seen all type of action put forth and people taking accountability and people paying for their actions and their rhetoric towards a certain group. But for 4 years, we had a president in office that reinforced negative stereotypes, put out hateful and dangerous rhetoric towards black and brown people, and all we got was people defending that and getting pushback with us and getting shit thrown in our face and people overall not giving a fuck about us. That was my whole point in that. Now, he said, I respect where you are coming from, and I have a few things to say. We as black people need to stop depending on others to determine our worth and our value. It should not matter what organizations do, who donates what, or what organizations withdraw support. How do we as black people feel about this? What are we as black people are prepared to do, support, and so on and so forth, as long as we continue to ask groups and organizations to take on our anger and our hurt, we will never be satisfied. With regards to Jewish people, I am willing to have a thorough discussion about why what was said is so harmful, but that discussion cannot be articulated on this platform. Now, to answer that, because I got a lot of respect for this guy, to answer that, first and foremost, I agree about black people needing to know their worth and knowing their value, and to stop trying to depend on other groups and other entities to try to give a fuck about us, because we already know it doesn't happen. The first half of that, I want to say my point to what I was saying is, for one, it's not about me not believing in the rhetoric being harmful or dangerous. It's all about the fact that I do know. So the fact that I do know, and the fact that the same is true for black people in America having dangerous and harmful rhetoric said about them, the whole point about that is the fact that it's not treated the same way when it comes to us, even when we lift our voices. That was a main thing that I said in it. We will shout, we will march, we will even burn shit to the ground and still be treated the same way. What more do you want black people to do to get the message across. It's not that people don't know or people don't understand or people don't see it. They just simply don't care. So how is the black community supposed to push forward in anything when people simply do not give a damn about us? We can go ahead and start whatever we want to start as a people. I had to say this last night because somebody had something similar to say about how black people need to stop blaming this and doing that and how we need to. I said, okay, if black people all got on one accord, we all had the same mindset, we all had the same goals, we all started trying to build generational wealth. Let me ask you a question. Is that going to change the mindset of other people? His answer was yes. And I said, how? How is that? Because we can get our own, we can build our own, we'll have generational wealth, we'll have our own businesses, we'll have our own banking, we'll have our own resources, all this other shit people will have to respect us. I said, okay, funny you say that, because the Jewish community has done great for themselves. It hasn't changed opinions on them from certain people. There's still people that have hate towards that community. It didn't stop the way people think about Asians or Mexicans or anything like that. The mentality doesn't change. And it just so happens that when it comes to us, we get the least respect out of anybody. Then on top of that, you have to be able to convince most black people to be on the same page. That's already hard in itself. So I don't know how we supposed to maneuver through any of this. I don't know how we supposed to deal with it. I don't know how we supposed to. I mean, it's a conversation for all of us as a community, but I overall feel like we just stuck in it. We stuck in a position in life right now that's I'll keep you guys posted when it comes to this Kyrie news, man. I pray for Kyrie, man. I can only hope that he's doing well mentally. I hope his family's doing good. I hope that, you know, he doesn't retire from, you know, doing what he loves. He spent his life working hard towards his goal, and it's crazy how the court of public opinion and fake outrage will be the end all be. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's ridiculous. And when I talk about things that's done to us, even when you put it on blast, even when it goes viral, they still don't take it as harsh as any other group. University of Kentucky had a student assault this black girl. I don't know if y'all seen that video, but University of Kentucky, there was a black girl that was working there. She was doing, I believe she was doing the, she's a TA or I don't know what they call those. She basically worked in the building, and there was a very heavily intoxicated white girl that walked in. I'm not going to play the video. She basically was doing what, you know, racist, drunk white girls do, screaming nigger, calling her a bitch, doing all types of shit. They caught it all on video. They posted it up. The University of Kentucky released a statement talking about what happened. Then after they, I guess, did a little bit of investigation, they turned out to have what is this press release? The press release, this press release is from the president of the University of Kentucky. All right, it says, let's read this off. It says, campus community, we have pledged to keep you informed regarding our response to the racist assault captured on video last Sunday on our campus. I want to emphasize that this behavior was disgusting and devastating to our community. We stand by our students who were targeted by this unacceptable hostility and violence. Our right to provide an update on the incident. Miss Rosing, by the way, her name is Sophia Rosing. Miss Rosing is no longer a student at the University of Kentucky. Within hours of learning about this incident, we suspended her on an interim basis, a move that banned her from campus during our investigation. I have also determined that she will not be eligible to re-enroll as a student. She is permanently banned from the campus. Although she is no longer a student, we must continue our investigations. That includes our cooperation with an investigation into criminal charges filed, our code of student conduct, disciplinary proceedings, and racial harassment misconduct being reviewed by our Office of Institutional Equity and Equal Opportunity. Further charges could be forthcoming based on these investigations. As a community working wholeheartedly to prevent racist violence, we also must be committed to holding people accountable for their actions. The processes we have in place are essential. I will be sharing more information, blah, 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 blah. Now, I heard, and this is coming from people from the school and people putting posts up and reading the information behind the scenes. They said that the school didn't actually ban her or do any of that. She had to withdraw herself. She withdrew from the college herself. They did not kick her out. They did not do it. They didn't do any of that. She withdrew so that it wouldn't go on her record. But charges were filed. See, if this was just an instance where little Mayo Karen was just walking around saying the N-word and berating black girls, they probably would have just let her kick her off the campus, let her do her thing, withdraw and go to another school. But there's criminal charges being pressed against her, and I hope it's a hate crime. I hope she gets charged with a whole hate crime. That's what she needs. Because there's no reason to make a young black girl in college doing what she's supposed to do with her life, being a upstanding, respectable, focused, driven young black woman, to berate her in that way. It's fucked up to me. Here's a young girl right here. Her name is Kyla Spring, and she delivered a speech, and I want y'all to hear this, man.
My name is Kyla Spring.
Take your time.
My name is Kyla Spring. Say your name. I'm a freshman here at the University of Kentucky. This is my first semester. In the wee hours of Sunday morning, I was physically, verbally, and racially assaulted by Jane Doe, aka Sophia Rosing, a 22-year-old student here at the University of Kentucky. I was physically, verbally, and racially assaulted by Jane Doe, aka Sophia Rosing, a 22-year-old student here at the University of Kentucky. Since then, I have taken to social media to spread awareness.
Now, I played that for a reason. For one, she should be heard. That's a fact. And for two, please remember that Kyla Spring isn't the only one. This happens a lot of places, everywhere. And it'll be easy to be like, hey man, why you if I was her, I would have swung on her. You understand? As soon as we do something, the blame is on us. It don't matter what they did beforehand. It don't matter how many racial slurs they use. It don't matter if they spit on us. It don't matter if they throw shit at us. If we go crazy and beat the fuck out of these niggas, we're the problem. We're the ones that's in the wrong. We're the ones that will get judged and get labeled as a certain way and get stereotypes pushed on us. It's fucked up. And what are we supposed to do? This is the thing. Like, here's the big question. What are we supposed to do? People are telling us in this moment, like right there. My guy The Islamic said, bro, we look so weak at these we shall overcome rallies. Well, guess what? When we're out there marching on the street and when niggas is breaking glass and running in targets and shit, they call us monsters. They use that against us. I had to tell somebody earlier, man, there was a video of a guy walking up to these gates on the street, ripping off Black Lives Matter signs because he said he was tired of seeing them. And another group of people ran up on him and chased him off the street and shit, got him up out of there. I'm reading the comments talking about he should have did that because Black Lives Matter is a scam and blah 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 and the rioting and looting. Look, man. Let me just be very clear. Let me be very clear. All right. I need to read something to you. I need to try to read something to you. If you can bear this, right? White guy named Jason said they should have been torn down. BLM spreads a message of hate and violence. Don't be ignorant. Televised riots and looting, not to mention the BLM leaders who spent millions from donations on personal gains. It's a criminal organization and should be treated as such. So here's the go-to mentality for white people who get triggered when they see Black Lives Matter. See, they go straight. Here's the excuse, right? Because they know that they can't just say fuck Black lives because then they'll look racist. So now they're so happy, they're so glad that the organization got outed for doing what most organizations do. And the fact that they can lean on rioting and looting to disregard the actual human decency of a life mattering. You can't simply say that a black life matters. You have to go to the organization. You have to go to riots and looting. What was televised? There's a reason why that was televised to the public. So I had to make sure that I did what I had to do as a black man in this instance, seeing somebody who was white on a status from somebody who was black, who most likely didn't know how to respond to no shit like this. I had to make sure I let it be known. So let me just read this real quick before we move on out of here. I said, everything you said is an excuse to disregard black lives. You paid attention to rioting, but not why people were angry and didn't give a fuck anymore. You know, when you spend decades after decades marching, trying to raise your voice enough so people who obviously have ears but choose to ignore you can hear them, trying to get legislation passed to make people of color feel safe in this country, only to continue to have the same things happen to them over and over again. I am sure you have gotten frustrated over way less and lost your temper. So people hanging on to rioting and looting, let that shit go, because you would be the same person complaining about inflation and how this country is robbing the people in taxes and all types of other shit. I'm not saying it's a good thing, but I'm also saying remember the fact that people are human. Hold on, let me read that. That people are human. And there was always, and they will always be a breaking point for anyone. Also, the fact you only pay attention to the organization and not the actuality or not actually the humanity of the phrase Black Lives Matter is very telling of how you feel about black people. This video didn't have any signs that said Black Lives Matter organization or support Black Lives Matter organization or even donate to Black Lives Matter organization. They simply said Black Lives Matter, and that phrase is so triggering to you that you immediately find the negatives to disregard black lives. Take this as a lesson and learn instead of trying to combat a phrase that should be basic human decency. Now, if there's anybody out there who runs into any of these people in a comment section or somewhere on social media talking about the organization when somebody is simply saying Black Lives Matter, now you have a response. It's easy to hear some shit that is factual instead of realizing where it's coming from. Fuck the organization. You can bring it. There's no debating the organization. But it's easy to bring up an organization to disregard Black lives. See, nobody's going to lump themselves, no other group is going to lump themselves with the bad parts of their group. It's only them doing that to us. We can't say Black Lives Matter without somebody talking about black on black crime. We can't speak on hateful and harmful rhetoric being spewed against us without people telling us that black people are too sensitive and that we always have to bring up race. Meanwhile, apparently a whole nother Holocaust is about to start. Come on now. You disregard our history and the shit we went through, even though we're still actively going through practices that happened from hundreds of years ago, but somehow black people overreact. I'm tired of that bullshit. It's only they do this shit so that you can continue to try to make them feel comfortable out here in this society that they're losing control of already. Stop trying to make these motherfuckers feel comfortable. Speak your mind. Say what's on your mind. Because at the end of the day, they do not give a shit about how you feel or anything that you went through, anything that your history involved, that your ancestors went through. None of that shit. They've been telling you this shit for years. We must take back our power. We must take back our power. And that's a fact. GMS fam, the green room. It's Friday. 3Gs is tonight, 8:00 p.m. Make sure you go over to the 3Gs podcast right now. Hit the like button on that preview. Okay? Set the reminder. Hit that bell. Let them know. Leave a comment. Say, we in here. Go to the live chat, man. Tell them we in here. 3Gs chat. Tonight is going to be a call-in show. So that means when you tune in and you see that number pop up, call in, chat it up, chop it up, conversate with the 3Gs tonight, man. Shout out to Pac G, AP. It's going to be a live show tonight, baby. I should get some brews. Have a couple drinks tonight. It's Friday. Why not? Put a GMS in the chat. I see y'all. What up there, Islamic Rhino Harris, CDT Beats, Arius in the building, Joe Blast, Glittery Bubbles. I'm going to see y'all tonight on the 3Gs podcast. What up, Anthony 313? Hey, do me a favor. It's up. What Kanye say? It's up. I need y'all to do me a big solid, okay? a big solid. I'm gonna post it up in the chat. And when I post it up in the chat, y'all go click the link. All right? Hold on, where is that? There we go. All right, y'all. Here we go. Go click this link. Go listen to the new music. I'm finna get up out of here. GMS fam, the green room. It's also gonna be in the comment section, so make sure you hit the comment section and tap that link, man. Run that shit up. Go hit the like button, leave a comment, all that good shit. GMS fam, the green room, we out.